Level 1. The Outsider. You're nobody. Middle management at a consulting firm in Sacramento. You make $74,000 a year. You eat lunch alone.
You have a LinkedIn profile with 200 connections and a title that nobody respects.
You've heard the name before, Bohemian Grove. You Googled it once at 2 a.m. Rich men, redwood trees, weird rituals. Probably nothing. You forgot about it. Then one Tuesday, your boss calls you into his office. He closes the door. He doesn't sit down. "Someone wants to meet you," he says. He slides a card across the desk. No logo, no address, just a name and a phone number handwritten in ink. You stare at it. "What is this?" you ask. He looks at you for a long moment. "An opportunity," he says. "Don't waste it." Level 2. The Initiate. You make the call. 3 days later, a black car picks you up at 6 a.m. No driver introduction, no small talk. 4 hours north of San Francisco, the car stops at a gate. Redwood trees so tall you can't see the top. A man in a blazer checks your name on a list. You're in. The Bohemian Grove is 2,700 acres of old-growth forest. You knew that from Google. What Google didn't tell you is what it feels like to walk through it. The silence, the weight of the air.
The sense that the trees have been watching things happen here for 100 years, and they will never tell you.
You're handed a schedule, 2 weeks of events, performances, lakeside talks, private dinners. No phones, no recording, no press.
What happens here is here forever.
You nod. You don't fully understand what you've just agreed to. But around the campfire that first night, you look across the flames and you recognize 3 faces. A sitting U.S. Senator, a former Secretary of Defense, the CEO of one of the largest banks in the world. They're laughing like old friends. You realize this is not a retreat. This is where the real world is organized.
Level 3. The Camper.
You're invited back the following summer, and the summer after that. You're now a regular. You have a camp. Camps are everything here. There are over 100 of them scattered through the grove. Each one has a name: Hillbillers, Mandalay, Caveman, Owl's Nest. Each one has its own culture, its own membership, its own level of access. Your camp is mid-tier, respectable. You share meals with a federal judge, a network news anchor, and a man who runs a private equity firm with $40 billion under management. They like you. You're funny. You're sharp. You listen more than you talk. Every morning there is a lakeside talk. No press, no record. World leaders and intellectuals speak freely. No teleprompters, no PR teams, just raw opinion. You hear things that will never appear in any newspaper. You hear a former president say what he actually thinks about China. You hear a tech billionaire describe a surveillance system that doesn't officially exist yet. You hear a general describe a war that hasn't started. You take no notes, you remember everything. Level 4. The Owl. Every year on the first night, the Grove holds a ceremony at the base of a 40-foot stone owl. Robes, torches, a small wooden effigy is burned on a boat. The first time you watched it, you were unsettled. The third time, you helped carry the torch. The ceremony is theater, you understand that now. It's a ritual designed to signal something. That for the next 2 weeks, the weight of the outside world is symbolically burned away. The responsibility, the accountability, the public eye, gone. Here, these men are free. Free to say things they can't say publicly. Free to make agreements that won't appear in any filing. Free to be themselves. And yourself? You've changed too. You moved firms. A partner at your new firm was a Grove man. The job offer came without an interview. Your salary tripled. Your client list reads like a Forbes cover. You didn't ask how it happened. You already knew. Level 5. The Inner Ring. Not everyone at the Grove is equal. You learn that slowly. There are campers, and then there are members of the inner camps. Owl's Nest, Mandalay. These are the camps where presidents stay, where policy is actually made over dinner. You get moved. A quiet word from a man whose name you will not repeat. Your camp assignment changes. New cabin, better view, different dinner table. The conversations at this table are different. No more gossip, no more posturing. These men are direct. They speak in outcomes. The interest rate decision next quarter needs to move in a specific direction. The candidate in Arizona is our man. Make sure your network knows. The energy bill needs 3 more votes. We know who needs what. You're not just listening anymore. You're being asked for things. Your connections, your clients, your access. You give it, and every door you've ever knocked on opens from the inside. Level 6, the Architect. You don't attend the Grove anymore. The Grove comes to you. Private dinners at your home, encrypted calls, quarterly meetings in places that don't appear on any itinerary. Aspen, Geneva, a ranch in New Mexico with no address on any map. You've helped shape 3 Senate races. You've consulted on 2 international trade agreements. A regulation that would have cost your network $4 billion was quietly killed in committee. You never testified. You never appeared on camera. Your name was never in the story. You are architecture, invisible load-bearing structure. The world stands on decisions you made and will never know it. But there is a cost. You don't sleep the way you used to. Not from guilt exactly, more from awareness. You understand how things actually work now. The distance between what people are told and what is true. You can never unknow it. You can never go back to being the man eating lunch alone in Sacramento. That man was free in a way you will never be again. Level 7, the Ashes. You're back at the Grove, one final summer. You sit by the lake alone. The owl stares down at you in the dark. The torches are lit. The ceremony begins. The effigy burns on the water. And for the first time in years, you feel something. Not power, not pride. You think about the man who handed you that card in an office a long time ago. You wonder if he felt this too. You wonder if everyone who reaches this level eventually sits here alone, staring at the same fire. The man next to you is 81 years old. He ran a country once. He leans over without looking at you. You figured it out yet? He asks. Figured what out? He watches the fire for a moment. That the Grove doesn't make men powerful. It just shows them what they already were. He stands up slowly and walks back into the trees. You stay by the fire. The owl watches. The ashes float up into the redwoods and disappear. The Grove never happened. You were never here, and neither was anyone else.